Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate here's how you connect up your oxygen tank. First of all, you want to make sure you have your proper regulator. Now the regulator should be, okay, there's the red bars, that's 0. Okay, that means you're empty, of course. And all the way up to 2000 in the green, that basically means that you're full. So this is how much it'll show you how much is actually in the tank. Now this over here is your adjustment. That shows you liters per minute. There's 0.5 all the way up to 15 liters per minute. And generally that's what you want, is to be able to go all the way from 0 up to 15, if not 12 to 15. Now over here we have, you can see those prongs. Okay, so there's 2 prongs. Now those 2 prongs right there match up with these 2 prongs here. Okay, now you can also see that little black washer that looks a little beat up. That's from use. Okay, so that black washer you need to make sure there's a proper seal, because this is where the oxygen comes out. And then of course this is the release valve. Okay, that's the stock with the release valve in it to open up the tank. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to secure this on the tank. Okay, so you can see those prongs way at the bottom, and you can see that sleeve. Hold on. Got to move it up and down a bit to get it in proper location. There we go. Now you just twist it on. Okay. Twisting on there. Okay. Nice and tight. Now I crack it open. Okay. Crack it open, and we see that the dial went right up into the green, or kind of the border of the green. That's because we've already used this tank a little bit. Okay, and then of course you can hear the oxygen as I open up the tank. Okay, that's the different flow rates. Now to turn off the tank, okay, you want to crank it shut. Okay, I barely opened that tank, by the way. Okay, and then you want to release the pressure that's in this part of the cylinder. Okay, and you see it go down to 0. Okay, and then I can crack this and take it off. Okay, like that. Now I'm going to put it back on and show you something else. Okay, so we crank it up. Okay, turn this to 0. Open the tank all the way. And you see the pressure go all the way up. Okay, that needle right there. Okay, now I'm going to close that. So just so you know that there's air flowing. Okay, I close that up. Might take me a couple twists because I opened it wide up. Okay, now I'm not going to crack the seal, and what's going to happen is as I pop this, all that air is going to gush out, and you're going to hear a pretty loud pop. That's what you'll hear if you don't let the air out of the chamber. Okay. Now, of course, this is where the oxygen comes out, and this is where you would connect up your mask. Okay, and this, of course, being the mask. Now, we only use masks; we don't use nasal prongs. Now, just for comparison purposes, we have another regulator here with an oxygen tank. So this is for our ozone. Okay. And we go through significant quantities of ozone. So right now, okay, the tank is off, okay, and that's how much oxygen is actually in this section here. Okay, I'm going to bleed that off right now by cranking that in. Okay, so what will happen is this gauge will go up because that's how much the flow rate is, and the flow rate is just draining this part here that's in this section of the regulator. Okay, so you'll see it drain off as I crank it up until it's all gone, and then you'll see this needle go down, and then at the same time you'll see this needle go down. That's because we're just draining all the oxygen that's in the regulator. Any second now, this one should be going down. It should get all the way, and then this should go real quick. We're draining it out of the regulator. There you go, now it's happening. So as you can see, the one on the right is empty, and the one on the left is draining all the oxygen out of this section of the regulator. Just going to let it bleed dry. I can't remember which way we put it, Mike. Do we screw it in or screw it out? Okay, there we go. Okay, so as you can see here, this is all we have left in our tank. Okay, right there. And our regulator right now is not letting any oxygen flow through the line. So there we go. Now we're up to 1/8. Then there's 1/4, 3/8. This is just to show you that there's different types of regulators.